Mukhaṁ karoti vācālam pangum langhayate girim yatkripatamaham vande paramanandamadhavam yatkripatamaham vande sadgurum chandrasekharam. Namassarvebhyah. In the last class, we saw from verses 12 to 16 where Prahlada states, O Narasimha, everybody seems to be afraid of this terrible form of yours, but I don't feel any fear at all. This form of yours is not fearful to me. And he describes that form, which is unprecedented, and with that lion mane and the intestines around his neck as mala, and fully bloody all through his body, so much blood, covered in blood, and with Hiranyakashipu on his lap and just thrown away. That kind of a form which nobody is able to approach, Prahlada says, no, this does not scare me. Rather, I am scared of this samsara. This form of yours you have taken for anugraha of the devotee, for blessing the devotee. But this samsara, that is what scares me. This cycle of janana and marana, that is what is scaring to me. Therefore, you who have mercy on the poor people like us, you should give me shelter at your feet. This is the prarthana he did. Trastosmiham kripanavatsara. And now, next he continues, why do I require your protection? Can I not protect myself or somehow get out of the samsara? No. You have to teach me one yoga. You have to teach me the dasya yoga. How to be a servant of yours. Being a servant is extremely difficult. You have to surrender all your ego to the master. You cannot have your own aspirations. And that is what we have to do at the feet of Bhagavan, not some Laukika master, not the upper bosses or leaders or masters we have in our own material world. We have to do that complete surrender to Bhagavan. That is the secret of Dasya Yoga. Vadame tava Dasya Yogam. So teach me that Dasya Yoga of yours. Why? Why should he teach the Dasya Yoga? I have been taking this birth, so many births and continuous cycle of births. How are those births? Those births, they always have some characteristics. Whatever birth it might be, it has these characteristics. Priya, apriya, viyoga, sanyoga. So here I have given a samyoga. The original it is sayoga. Both pathas are correct. We will keep it as sayoga while recitation because that fits into the chandas. Both pathas are available in various texts. Priya, apriya, viyoga, samyoga. Viyoga means separation. Samyoga means putting things together, attachment. Always what happens, we have separation from whatever is priya, and we are always endowed with apriya. So here samyoga means you come in contact with apriya. So priyena saha viyogaha, apriyena saha sanyogaha. This is what happens. Whatever we like, at some point of time, it goes away from us. Either due to time, space or situation. Things that we like are separated. They are not always together. Nothing is permanent. Whatever you think might be permanent, whatever guarantee or warranty you might get, they are all temporary nature. If that vastu or thing that you like does not go away, we ourselves will leave this body and go. So that priya viyoga is always there. And then there is apriya samyoga. Whatever we do not like, something that is not very pleasant, something that is unpleasant, without us asking for that or planning for that, that always comes. There are so many plans we might put, but this apriya samyoga somehow happens. The unpleasantness finds its way into our lives. And that is what Janma is. Priya Priya Viyoga Sayoga Janma. And since this is a continuous cycle, it is not sometime it happened. Every day, every week, every month, every year, continuously, every Janma, this is the same cycle. We remember only some things from this Janma. We do not remember most of things in this Janma itself. And previous Janma, most of us do not remember. But this fire of grief is continuous. Grief comes due to these two things. Either it is Priya Viyoga or Apriya Samyoga. And that is that Shoka, that distress. We fall into the fire of grief. And that fire of grief is continuously burning. The fuel never gets completed. You do not have to put fuel again. The samsara is the fuel for that. It is continuously burning. And wherever you take birth, not only Manushya Janma, whichever Janma you take birth, Sakala Yonishu Dahyamanaha. It keeps scorching you in whichever Janma you take birth. And what does this person think? He says, okay, dukkha is inevitable. Okay. Pain is inevitable. Let me find a remedy, some cure for that pain. I will find a remedy. That is what we do. We find some kind of pain, some kind of unpleasantness. We try to remedy that using some things in this world. That also ends up in some other kind of dukkha. This is very well known. In our own life experiences, we can see, you try to solve a problem given to you. It will lead to multiple more problems. Each one of us would be smiling given our own past experiences. Whether it be simple medicine which is taken for pain, or it could be some issues that you are trying to solve inside your family, issues that you try to solve professionally. If there were no problems, then there is nothing to work. You go to your job every day, you are doing something, you bring out something, then there are more things to improve, more problems, more, and that is why you keep continuing. Same thing wherever it is. So it is a continuous cycle. Dukkhaushadam tatapi dukkham. Prahlada is giving this like a sutra. Extremely important for us to understand. Any pleasure that we have in extremity, it leads to some kind of dukkha. Then we try to push that dukkha down by various other ways. That leads to a different dukkha, either long term, short term or long term. It gives some other dukkha. There seems to be no eternal capsule to say all your worries, your disturbances, it can be remedied with this. There is nothing like that. And therefore, atadhiya aham, that atadhihi, dhi means buddhi. Tadhi means that buddhi which is in the right place. Atadhi means that buddhi which is not positioned correctly, means the ignorant mind that is there. Ignorant mind because we have dehabhimana. The commentator says atadhi means dehabhimana. Assuming that this physical body is us, that is atadhi. Tat is Brahma Vastu. Atat is everything else. Your own deha. We assume that we are this deha. That is the first dukkha. So here an anecdote which I cannot skip, it comes to mind. Bhagavan Ramana, in his later days, he had this cancer, the sarcoma cancer. And then many doctors came to treat that. And they used to, the treatment only to a certain extent it could be done that time. So somebody asked Bhagavan, why don't you get it treated in some other ways or something like that. So then Bhagavan Ramana said, so now you are saying that this body has a disease. First, I have to assume that I have a body, then that body has a disease, and then I have to get that treated. For me, the body itself is a disease that has to be removed. For us, we never feel like that. That is the experience of Mahatmas. That is Tadhi. That Dhi which is so established in that self-knowledge that this body itself is Mrityu. Body itself is a disease. So that has to be eradicated. Atadhiya aham. Another commentator says, this Atadhi is where what we assume in the material world is dukkha is there, some pain comes, and we try to remove that pain by giving ourselves some kind of pleasure. What we want is pleasure. We want continuous, consistent pleasure. We try to give ourselves some pleasure. But this fellow does not know that this pleasure itself is pain, or he assumes pain to be pleasure. The commentator gives an extreme example saying, the pigs which are wallowing in dirt, they think that that is the most pleasurable thing to do. They are surrounded by dirt and they are immersed in dirt, but they think that is most pleasurable. In the same way, Manushyas immersed in sensual pleasures, he thinks that that is the greatest pleasure that he can have, and that is Atadhi. He does not know that is the cause for dukkha. This pleasure is what is causing dukkha. A long-term dukkha is being caused by this. We are always chasing happiness that is in the future. And we try to assuage ourselves by saying that this is all a process towards that. Whether it is towards money, towards fame, towards position, towards power. It is always running after something. We never seem to reach the destination. So, dukkhoshadam tadapi dukkham atadhiyaham yasmat bhuman brahmami. O infinite one, O Brahma, Swarupa. Just wallowing and wandering in the same cycle again and again and again. And hence you give me this dasya yoga of yours. You tell me how to completely surrender this ahankara to you and teach me the path of your service. Bhuman brahmami vadame tava dasya yogam. Therefore you should tell me. Move on to the next verse. Soham priyasya suhridah paradevatayaha. You can tell me the dasya yoga. As a dasa, what will I do? Even though I am a dasa, this dukkha, this samsara dukkha somehow will remain. I will soon attain that the Paramatma Jnana. But how do I protect myself against this samsara dukkha? I need a certain armor. I need a kavacha. I need a protection against the pains of this world. Therefore, what I will do, Priyasya Suhridaha, you who are so beloved to me, you who are my well-wisher, my friend, but at the same time you are Paradevata, you are the Supreme Being. All your glories and leelas, I will keep listening to them and I will keep chanting them. Tava Narasimha, O Narasimha, your leelas, whatever are there, I will keep singing them. Anugrinan means constantly repeating them. Where are those kathas? From who you will learn? Virincha Gitaha. They have been already told by Brahma. So Brahma might have told he has done a stuti now also, but even previously he has done many of the stutis. So Virinchadi Gitaha, that's what it means. All the Mahatmas who have sung about you, all those great qualities, I will continue singing them. So here he refers to that Sampradaya also. Whatever Sampradaya I have come in, Brahma taught Narada, Narada taught me, all those qualities of Bhagavan, I will continue singing. By that, what will I do? Durgani anjaha titarmi. I will easily, quickly cross through this whole, all the Durga. Durga here means difficulties. Any difficulty is called a Durga. All these obstacles that are coming in between, I will quickly cross over them. Titarmi, tarami, ityartha. Guna vipramuktaha. And hence I will be free from all the material problems. Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, that is guna. That is one kind of guna. The other kind of guna, the material world is made of these three gunas. So I will become gunatita. That is one understanding. The other guna vipramuktaha. Guna means raga and dvesha itself are gunas. Either you like something or you have an aversion towards that. So I want to be relieved of both attachment and aversion. Both raga and dvesha, both should go away. I want to become guna vipramuktaha. How does that happen? Te pada yugalaya hamsa sangaha. That can happen through only one method, by being in satsanga. You cannot do it by yourself. You cannot, that itself is ego, by thinking that I can do it by myself. You have to have that company of good people around. And that good people are called as swans. We already saw that they are called as, why they are called as Hamsa. That Hamsa Sangha is necessary. By being in the company of those great Mahatmas who have taken shelter at your feet, I will also know to go on the same path. By following their path, it becomes so simple. Pada yugalaya hamsa sangaha. Like this, I will bear all the samsara tapas. You give me dasya yoga, by that I will attain the highest. And by singing your glories, I will somehow bear all the dukkha that the samsara throws at me. I will easily cross over all those obstacles. Continuing, he says, why this way? Why not some other way of solving the obstacles? There are material ways of solving every obstacle. Through the whole of civilization, we have found out for every problem, we have a solution. Why not take those solutions? He clearly says, Balasya neha sharanam pitaro nrsimha. For a boy like me, all of us are young in front of Narasimha. Balasya, he is referring to himself, but he is also referring to everyone who is in this samsara. We are all Bala. There is no refuge, there is no protection here. You might think your parents are protection. For a young kid, the parents, Pita Rau, mother and father are the protection. That is what it thinks. But that is not enough. Because even when parents protect, the kid is not always protected. We clearly see this in the world. It does get roga, it does get into bad sangha. So many things can happen. The parents are not able to protect it in all ways. They have the best intentions in mind, but they are not all powerful to protect it in all ways. It does get disease, it does get so many other problems. It faces and slowly it grows. So Pitarau, they are not the ultimate refuge. Similarly, Artasya cha agadam. Agadam means medicine. For a person who is afflicted with some disease, medicine is not ultimate. Even after giving medicine, they still have pain. Even after giving medicine, it might lead to death. When given the right medicine also. So medicine is not ultimate. It does not always cure the disease. To a certain extent, it does cure. Similarly, for a person who is almost drowning in the ocean, for him a boat might also not be enough, because we see boats also drowning along with the person. So boat is not always a sharana. These are all limited. They have limited capacity. It is not that they have no capacity to solve problems, but they are dukkhaushadam tadapi dukkham. So he is just giving some examples. Balasya pitarau na sharanam, artasya agadam na sharanam, udanvati majjataha nauhu na sharanam. Nauhu means boat, majjataha means one who is drowning. Udanvan we have already seen. twice or thrice it has come, means ocean. So these are not ultimate, that is, they do not completely protect one. For a person who is in any of these problems, or any problem for that matter, all this pratividhi, these counter remedies and cures that are being given, in the loka, everybody will give. Everybody is coming and they will easily prescribe this. Whenever you get any small problem, everybody who comes home will refer one doctor. They will give their own opinion on that. They will tell you how to solve the problem. Each one will give their own opinion. Nothing wrong about that. But practically, if you see, you might take their opinion to heart, you can follow it. But most of it will not solve our problem in completeness. They all have their own limitations. Each of them, through their own lens, their own perspectives, they, with your best interests in heart, they give advice. So easily that prescription is given easily. Easily a prescription is given. But how are you going to solve the problem? Yehi anjasa gishtaha. It all amounts only to so much. Tavat. That word says it all amounts only to a limited extent. It all amounts. Tavat vibho. Oh vibho. Oh Narasimha. They are all limited. Why? For who? Tvad upekshitanam tanubhritam. For people who have been forsaken by you. That means people who are not connected to you, who do not do apeksha of you. They are turned away from you. Tvad upekshitanam. For those people who are holding their body, tanubhrit. See that word also. Tanubhrit means for those beings who are holding on to their body. Tanubhrit normally means any person, any being is called as tanubhrit. But the word has an inner meaning here, saying this person still has a sense of his body. He still thinks that he is that body only. And therefore, he has no attachment towards you. And he is forsaken by you, ignored by you. For him, all these are only limited. These are not going to solve his problem at all, because he will try to take his sharanam there in one of these solutions, and they are not going to give him lasting solutions or lasting happiness. They all will amount only to that much, to a limited extent only. Continuing, he says, then where will you get the unlimited, the complete protection? Where will we get? In this verse he says, Yasmin yataha yarihi yena yasya yasmad yasmai yatha. Those who know little Sanskrita, you will know all these are yat shabda from different vibhaktis. What is the meaning? Clearly, the meaning is very, very simple, but we have to do the Anvaya correctly. We have to take it to the end and do the Anvaya. Bhagavan, this whole creation, everything is you. That is what he is saying in this verse. That much you understand. In the beginning we understand whatever is there. Akhilam bhavataha swarupam. The whole of this thing, whatever we perceive, everything is you, O Bhagavan. To describe that everything, he uses various words. Yes means in which. In which what? In whichever place, whatever thing. Yataha. Yataha means from something. So it is a cause. From that something comes. From whatever it comes. Yarihi, the word yarihi is a very ancient prayoga. It refers to kala. So in whatever time, that's what it means. Yarihi. Or yena, through whatever means. Yes, yeah, in relation to whatever, of whichever. Yasmat, from whichever things that comes. Yasmai, or to whichever we give, for whichever we give. Yatha, in whichever way or however it is. Yat, whichever thing. Yaha, whoever it might be. Aparaha parova. Aparaha means something that is close, lower, or something that is close by. Paraha means something that is higher, something that is great. However, relatively, however it might be. Whatever words I said now, it might seem like a literal translation only. What you have to understand here is all the seven vibhaktis are there. We can even mark the seven vibhaktis if possible. I just take, so this is one, Yaha. Then we have Tritiya is Yena, we have here. Then we have Yasmai, 4 is here. Then we have Yasmat, 5 here. Yes, here 6. Yasmin, 7. Okay. We don't have Dvitiya directly, but again there are differences between, see, Yasmat and Yataha. All these have technical differences in the Shastras. Yasmat means from whichever source it is coming. Yataha is a causal verb. For example, a pot comes from the clay. So the clay is the cause, from there the pot came. From some other source, let us say Yasmat means from wherever it originated, that is Yasmat. So all these are different karakas. If you have to use a sentence, you will have to use it with one of these karakas. So all those, whichever sentence, however you describe, all that is Bhagavan only. The other things like Yat, the Yat, Yatha and all, they are like adverbs. They are like Kriya Visheshanam, we can use these words. Yat, Yatha and all, this will come like Kriya Visheshanam for those who are little Vyakarana oriented. Now, whichever sentence, in whatever manner, whatever solution you describe, whatever thing you describe, all that is you, O Bhagavan. Whether it is higher or lower. What does higher or lower here refer to? The agent who has created this. For example, for a bala, the parents are its creator. So that is aparaha. That is relatively very close by. The first direct creation is from the parents. Paraha is Brahma, the ultimate creator. So that bhavaha refers to these people. Whether it is paraha bhavaha or aparaha bhavaha. Whoever be the creator. Karoti vikaroti. Karoti means to create something. So the first time something is created is karoti. Vikaroti is to transform that thing. Now there are various transformations that happen. In Vedanta there are Shad Vikaras. Jayate, Vardhate, Parinamate, Apakshiyate, Mriyate. Like this there are Shad Vikaras. I don't, no worries, I will not ask the Shad Vikaras question or anything. Various ways that could be transformed. A thing is created, it comes into existence, and then there are various transformations that take place when it exists. So all this vikara also happens due to something, due to some bhava, due to the agent that is there. Karoti vikaroti, prithak swabhavaha, all these various things that are there, different natures that are there. How does all this happen? Sanchoditaha. It is all impelled by you. You are there sitting within everything as the akriya consciousness, the one without any kriya, but the substratum of all these things, you are there. Sanchoditastad akhilam bhavataswarupam. Starting from Brahma, the ultimate creator, to all of us who are small creators. Behind all of this, the force of impelling is yours only. And hence that akhilam bhavataswarupam. All of this is your swarupa only. This is how he is doing stuti. We see now the depth of the stuti, we are getting into this. Still we are seeing it only in a very overview kind of manner. Each of this verse can be taken and manana can be done. We ourselves have to do. See, by understanding the meaning, then you have to sit with the verse and then think of Bhagavat Swarupa in that manner. That is how the stuti manana should be done. So let us continue the manana and pathanam in the same manner. Coming to the assessments now, those who are in class, I hope everybody is not exited. As I had already told in class 7, there are two kinds of assessment. The green ones are related to computer-based written assessment, written meaning clicking, seeing the options. Many of you have been taking the practice tests. Today also one of it was uploaded. By the next week, I hope to upload the first proper assessment, step 1 assessment for Kunti and Bhishma Stutis. So it has been a couple of weeks since we finished Kunti and Bhishma Stuti. It will mostly be about 100 marks, but the weightage for the final score would be 10%. 10% of this would be weighted 10% in the final score. There will be only a single attempt. You can practice with the practice test how many ever times you want. The 3 practice tests that have been uploaded, you can do that how many ever times you want. It will be very similar. There will be very similar questions. So the way you click options, the way you go to the next question, all of this will be similar. So practice yourselves with the practice assessments how many ever times you want, and then there will be only one attempt that will be allowed for the this examination. That is, you could call it midterm exam or part exam, whatever you want. So, and it can be attempted at your convenience. There won't be any time this thing that will be from this day to this day. It will be open. Once it is uploaded, it will be open. You can attempt it whenever you want. But once you start the attempt, it will be timed for 2 hours. So you will get 2 hours to answer all those questions that are there. So whenever you have that block of 2 hours with a good internet, please sit down and take that exam. I hope that would be clear for those who have already taken the practice assignments. I don't think that would be new or anything. It will be very straightforward. The oral assessment, this regard to only memorization. The oral assessment for those who are doing Parayanam will be at the end of the course. For those who are memorizing, there will be an assessment for Kunti and Bhishma Stutis, about 40 verses, along with the Dhyana Shloka also. The 3 Dhyana Shlokams, the Kunti Stuti and Bhishma Stuti. I will announce the dates in the coming week. This is just an announcement so that you are prepared. We will send out a form for registration first. You can register. Then based upon the convenience of the person who is assessing, and based upon there will be a few slots. Those who have taken other assessments would know, but those who are new also, you are welcome. The process will be very clear. Once you have registered using the Google form, you will get a mail to select your slots and all that. And so there is just an intimation to be prepared for the oral assessment. There are a couple of intimations. The following week, now I am as previously informed, I will be traveling to the US, Canada and US. So the next class, it will be the same time. So do not worry. The class will be at the same time. Whichever time zone I am in, the class will be in the same time. There will be no change in the time of the class or the day of the class. It continues in the same manner. Now you can raise your hands for questions. Those who want to have anything related to class or anything that I announced, you may raise your hands. Anne?
Namaste. I think it is the last shloka with the Yasmat. While reciting in the exam, we don't have to do Sandhi, so we have to say Yasmat instead of Yasmad as it is written.
Correct. Yeah, Yasmat or Yasmat. See, whichever, that's what I said. When you are reciting during the examination here, if you are going to recite it continuously, you perform the Sandhi. Or else, as I have taught in class, you just stop it as Yenacha Yasya Yasmat Takara Yasmai Yatha Yuduta Yastvaparah Parova. Sandhi is not necessary anywhere. At the end of the pada, however, I have taught in class, same way you can recite.
Thank you.
Vijay Lakshmi Kirtivasan.
Ram Guruji.
Ram.
Guruji, we are trying to memorize. The trick that I'm following is just to listen to your நீங்க கொடுக்கிற மீனிங்ஸை கேட்டு மெமரைஸ் பண்ண போனா it's becoming slightly easier than normally memorizing. But owing to this Navaratri, Deepavali and all, we need some more time before you announce the test.
Yeah, that's right. Dates I have not announced. We will take care of the dates.
Oh, thank you. But your explanations are really helping. நம்ம அதை கேட்டுட்டு போய் திருப்பி படிச்சா கொஞ்சம் ஈஸியா இருக்கு than memorizing on our own. Thank you very much, Guruji. It's really helping us. Ram.
There are some questions who have typed out the questions. Lakshmi Naresh has asked, please explain Bhuman. Bhuman in one of the previous class also explained, that's why I skipped it here. Bhuman means the infinite one. Bhuma, the word Bhuma means that which has no limitations in space or time. That's what is meant by Bhuma. I hope that is understood. Samyoga, Sayoga I have already clarified. Do we need to memorize shloka by shloka number? No. not by shloka number. We will only ask, for example, during the examination, it be where the assessor would give you this beginning of a verse. For example, they would say, Yasmin yato yarhi. From there, you have to continue. It might be 1, 2, 3 verses. You have to continue from there. So you don't have to know the verse by number. You will just have to be able to recite in continuation wherever it has begun from. The whole stuti will not be asked. Srinivasa Shastri asks, is the whole stuti asked? No. We will ask some parts of it. The whole stuti is 40 verses, both together. All the whole stuti will not be asked. It will only be wherever some verses will be asked. Oral assessment, will oral assessment be for all Kunti and Bhishma stutis or select ones? That's what. As I said, same thing. You have to memorize the whole stuti. The assessor might ask anywhere randomly. That is how the memorization assessment will be. All the typed questions are answered. Sharada Gopalan.
Hari Om Guruji.
Hari Om.
I have a request because of the Deepavali and festivals coming. If the midterm test is made 1 hour and a simple one, that will be very convenient because we have practiced the Abhyasa test. We know all the things. If you are kind enough, please consider that. Spending 2 hours.
You can take it after Deepavali. This itself will be announced just before Deepavali only. You finish Deepavali and slowly take the test. There is no urgency to take the test. The test will be as it is. You take it whenever it is convenient for you. You can take it after 1 month also, it is not a problem. But it will be considered for the final weightage. That is what I am letting you know. Once the test is uploaded, till the end of the course, it will be available to take. But you will get only 1 attempt. That is what I am saying.
Okay.
So when you start,
Thank you.
be confident of starting.
Yes. Thank you, Guruji.
Sarita Garg.
Namaste, Mahodaya. Namaste, Guruji. Anja means easy or?
Yes, Anjaha means easy. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
A very simple manner or something. Yeah. It can be used in a very different manner, but that's what it means. Yeah. Thal Krishnan Mahodaya.
Hi, good morning to you.
Good morning.
I do have a technical question here. Sanjotitas tadakhilam bhavata swarupam. That akhilam and bhavataha, do we need to have a dvitvam in the bhav? Tadakhilam bhavata swarupam.
Not really, not a dvitvam, because you could say a dvitvam, but say that makara itself you might have the akhilam bhavata swarupam. When the makara comes, the dvitvam is not so evident as such. It becomes
it sounds to be quite logical, and it will sound better too, I think, but I'm not sure. Grammatically.
Again, the detailed dvitvam rules, you already have the Bhagavad Gita Pustakam. I think the dvitva rules are there because dvitvam is very technical this thing. So, however it comes while recitation, I think that should hold when we have learned it. Akhilam bhavata swarupam. There is a slight dvitva and makara, but there is only technically dvitva.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Have a safe trip and back home.
Thank you. Sujit.
Namaskara, Mahodaya. Hare Krishna. That one, Balasya Neha Sharanam Pitaro Nrisimha. In that one, Pitaro, where it is getting Anvaya? Pitaro, can you explain again that?
This is the shloka. I can go to the meaning also. Pitaru balasya na iha sharanam. That is Anvaya.
Pitaro balasya meaning Pitaro
balasya na sharanam.
Balasya na sharanam. Pitaro.
Yes.
Why it is used? It's like a parents or it's.
No. What is the question?
Why it is used as Pitaro there?
You are asking Pitaro na sharanau. It could have been na sharane, something like that. But sharanam can be as kriya visheshana, and that way also it can be done. But since the sharanam later also artasya agadam na sharanam, Nauhu udanvati majjataha na sharanam. So sharanam is used as it is. Pitaru because parents. For a bala, both parents together. Hence, dvivachana is used. That's it.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
Varisha.
Namaste, Guruji.
Namaste.
Thank you so much for such a wonderful explanation. And this dukkhoshadam tadapi dukkham, that is very, very beautiful. But I would like to know more. Please explain it once more. Would you please?
The literal meaning and the little metaphorical meaning has been explained. So there is no more explanation. More explanation means it all depends on our own experiences, how much we have felt in life, and other anecdotes we can say from various stories. We can figure out.
That sounds a very good quote. So I would like to understand in.
Yes, so you can sit with that quote and you can think about your own experiences. These are all life lessons. So we think about it for ourselves and we figure out how we can implement it, how we can help, how that sutra, as you said, that quote can help us in our life journey. That's how you have to keep it. The remedy for pain also leads to pain. That is the quote.
Yes, that's a very beautiful quote.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Namas sarvebhyah. Thank you. We will meet again next week. Shanivasare punarmilamaha. Namo namas sarvebhyah.